Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Special Hobby. Well, this is a release, I would say, which came before BF109E3, which we reviewed before, and somehow we missed this version E4, and now we have a chance to take a closer look together. So this is a first small-scale BF109 new tool from Special Hobby in 1/72 scale. Again, I will repeat it. And it is quite popular kit. When it came out, it was sold out quickly, and even Edward did not receive their own party of the plastic because of this. And I guess we will see a limited edition a bit later. But today we are going to talk about this version. It's kit number SH72439, and we are going to open it together. So first of all, box art is really nice here. I really like what we have. And also on the side you can see some information that is made in Czech Republic. On the opposite side you will find safety advices, so we can just open this box. It's a top opening box, and here is what we have inside. So assembly manual is placed on the top, but obviously we will start with plastic parts, and they are supplied in one plastic bag together with decals. So we are going to open them and check everything one by one. And in the meantime, let me remind you that you can support us with a small donation. So some of you already did it, and I really appreciate it because it helps us to get some new interesting kits, or maybe to improve our equipment in order to get a better photo and video quality. So thank you. And this, who would like to donate, you can use the support DSV button on our website. It's quite easy and quick because it's done via PayPal, and of course you decide how much we will get from you. So here you can see first gray plastic sprue. As you can see, it is dedicated to fuselage halves, wing parts, and even engine is here. And this is really surprising for a 1/72 scale BF109. So let's zoom in even further. Here you can see wing parts and fuselage, and note the level of features. Maybe I'll try to make it a bit brighter, so just give me a second. Yes, now it should be better. So here you can see that we have recessed panel lines and rivets, and everything looks really cool, especially considering that the scale is quite tiny. This is a 1/72 scale, so BF109 in 1/72 scale is really small. And also here you can see how the fuselage half is designed. Note that also there are some features in the wing root, which is quite great thing. And I'm still impressed with the external features here. The same goes on with this wing half. And note that ailerons are molded separately. I'm not sure if flaps are molded separately, frankly speaking I do not remember, but at least rudder is separate here. But I think these are actually flaps, because we have ailerons on the other side of the sprue. You will see it in a few seconds. So here we go on with another fuselage half, fuel tank half, engine parts. Here we have one piece top cowling, and here we have also ailerons which will be installed separately. That's really cool. And note that elevators are pre-molded together with tail wings. And here we continue with another fuselage half. If you flip it over, inside you'll find some minor cockpit features, but in my opinion they are more than enough for the out-of-the-box build in 1/72 scale. And the same applies to wheel wells details. As you can see, they're really good. And we have attachment points inside fuselage parts. We have them also in the wing parts, so there is nothing to worry about. It should be easy to combine these parts together. And parts themselves, the plastic is quite sturdy. You can hear it, I hope so. This is also a good thing. Why I'm mentioning this? Because on the next sprue you will see a lot of small parts. So you shouldn't be worried that they will be broken somehow when you'll be separating them off the frame. It should be quite easy task to do. Just use the plastic saw and you'll be good to go. But there are some thin parts, for example these machine guns, so be ready to work with them carefully. I will zoom in. So once again, this is a 1/72 scale set, so these parts are really tiny, and maybe you even have to use the tweezers, because otherwise it will be really tricky to get them into the right spot. Here we continue with exhausts, engine mounts, and also landing gear wheels, which are molded as a single piece parts. Next we continue with some interior elements. Here we have front wing slats, which are also separate. That's why I'm a bit confused. In 1/72 scale, this is really good design. Next, we continue with Cockpit 4, and here we have also three versions of the propeller hub, which hint on the future versions of this aircraft. Here we continue with some fuselage panels, machine gun barrels, some parts for the engine, another part for landing gear wheel, exhaust stack. Here we have landing gear doors, and note that tail landing gear is molded together with wheel, so you will have to be careful while painting it. And you can see small amount of flash on the propeller blades, but I do not consider it as a huge problem. It should be easy to solve, so it's just a matter of a few seconds with a sharp knife and you'll be good to go. And just to give you an idea what we have on the opposite side here, you can take a look. Note this one-piece pilot seat. And by the way, I can see that landing gear wheels are quite nice. I mean, I will show them just like this so that you can see with your own eyes. And also instrument panel looks good, especially considering that this is a standard out-of-the-box plastic part, so that's definitely a good thing to have, and I think with some careful painting it would be a really nice result. Separate plastic bag also brings us Canopy Parts, so here they are. Let's zoom in. As you remember, there are no masks included, so if you would like to cover these tiny parts with masks, you will have to get some mask set, which is sold separately by Special Hobby, but you can see that 3-piece assembly hints on the possible open canopy option. And that's really great in 1/72 scale, because not that many brands even today supply such design out of the box. Next, I'm opening another plastic bag which is dedicated to decals sheet. This kit does not include the PE thread, so if you would like to get some additional features, you will have to spend some extra money on aftermarket PE set. And next we have decals sheet. Here I think I can make it a bit darker so that it won't be that bright. And maybe we can close the camera even more, so now you can see even the white symbols, but printing quality is really nice. I do not see where these decals were printed, but we have decals even for the cockpit. Here you can see seat belt decals, and we also have dials for the instrument panel, so I think it will be a nice details for out-of-the-box build. Definitely, if you would like to have more, you have to spend extra money for PE parts, but in my opinion this is more than enough for these modelers who would like to build something out of the box without spending extra money. Next we continue with assembly manual, so here we will have to zoom out, and here you can check the assembly manual. So it is printed in form of small brochure with a short history note on the first page. We have two history notes in 2 languages. Next we continue with the parts map. So unused parts are shown with these small red crosses, so at least you will be able to know which parts will go straight into your spare parts box. And assembly process starts with the cockpit, and note that here we have to install the rear wall together with the Cockpit Four, so it is not molded as a single piece part as in bigger kits of BF109. Next we continue with the pilot seat, also instrument panel, and then we install instrument panel onto the Cockpit Four. Here you continue with machine gun barrels. You can see that you can choose the properly detailed, let's say, machine gun barrels or machine guns if you plan to expose the engine bay. And next we continue with an engine, so again everything will depend whether you would like to have it open or not. And next we join fuselage halves together, and you can see there are some separate fuselage panels which will be installed right on the engine. They're marked with a question mark, so I guess it will be an assembly option. Next we continue. That should also depend on the aircraft version, but here it's written if you wish to, so can be left off if you wish to display the engine section open. So I guess this part should not be glued if you plan to open the engine, but that's quite a logical thing, so it might be a handy item in 1/72 scale, because I think assembled engine, assembled and painted engine will look really interesting in such small size. Next we continue with wing. So as you remember, whole wing mechanization is molded separately, which is really great. I appreciate such design. Next we continue with canopy, and here we join wing and fuselage together, so of course you will be able to choose whether you would like to open the canopy or not. Next you continue with the propeller. We have a choice between propeller hubs, so be sure to choose the marking first so that you can decide which part to apply on your aircraft. And of course the last step involves landing gear with landing gear doors. Next we have first aircraft from 1943. It's quite interesting one. I would say it's somewhat traditional camouflage. This one is even more strange because of this mottling on the fuselage sides. And this is an aircraft from November 1940. Next we continue with one more aircraft, and I do not see any year mentioned there. But as you can see, this is slightly different aircraft, and it was operating on the Eastern Front because of the yellow coaling. And here we have one more. This one is from May 1941, so it's from Romania. Interesting. So all in all, we have 4 markings included, and this kit should be already available. Now I think it is more or less accessible because Special Hobby produced enough plastic to satisfy demand, if we can say so. And of course there is some aftermarket already available, so you can build even more detailed model. Of course I'll be happy to hear your opinion about such release. Do not forget to write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!